Hello, we are Group 1 and today we are going to present an awareness video about food contamination. So this is our group members. So now we're going to a part of introduction. Okay, the food contamination is a common problem that can affect the health of the community. It happens when food is contaminated by harmful substances such as bacteria, virus, chemical, or foreign objects. Contaminated food can cause food poisoning and other illness. Therefore, it is important to understand the causes, transmission route, and health effect of food contamination to protect public health.
Next, I will talk about cause of food contamination. So there are four causes that contribute to food contamination. The first cause is a cross-contamination, which is the process by which harmful microorganisms are transferred from one food item, surface, or individual to another, especially when raw meat touches ready-to-eat food or the same cutting equipment is used without washing first. The second one cause is involves the use of poor quality raw materials, such as materials that are spoiled, expired, or contaminated before the food preparation process begins. In addition, poor food hygiene practices by food handlers, such as not washing hands properly, sneezing near food, and handling food when sick, are also major causes of the spread of virus and germs. The fourth cause is storage improper food storage method that refer to the failure to maintain appropriate temperature or environment condition that cause bacterial growth to occur very quickly. Next, I will talk about the sources of food contamination. Regarding the sources of food contamination, there are five sources that act as a medium for carrying germs or contaminating agents into our food. The first source comes from the food product itself, where raw material, especially fresh meat or vegetable products, can naturally carry harmful microorganisms from their source. Food handlers are also very critical source because individuals who are infected with a disease or have a dirty hands can transfer germs directly to food during the preparation process. The third and fourth sources is involve environmental factors, which is the use of contaminated water as well as airborne air and dust, where these elements are able to carry and deposit harmful microorganisms onto the surface of food or kitchen equipment. Finally, the source of food contamination is a insect and a pest such as flies, cockroach, and a rat that can act as a dominant source of food contamination because these harmful germs can through a body contact and feces left on food.
This is Fakrul. He sometimes helps his mother cook in the kitchen. However, he often coughs when helping his mother cook. This act is strictly prohibited in the kitchen because microorganisms or bacteria from our saliva can fall directly into the food, which can contaminate this food. Contaminated food may look delicious, but it is no longer safe to eat. Next, Fakrul tried to learn and cut onions and chilies to help his mother cook. But the mistake he made was that he immediately took the onions and chilies onto the cutting board without washing them first. It may seem trivial, but this practice is actually one of the main causes of food contamination because raw materials such as chilies can carry harmful bacteria or chemical residues from the farm. If we don't wash them, these bacteria will contaminate our cutting and knives, exposing us to the risk of foodborne illness.
So today I will be talking about the control measures. So based on the videos, there are multiple ways to prevent food contamination from happening, such as proper hygiene and safe food handling. So firstly, we will be talking about proper hygiene. So the simplest way is by washing our hands. There are five steps for washing hands, which are first by wetting the hands with warm water. Secondly, we can apply the soap onto our hands. And thirdly, we should scrub thoroughly of our hand for about 20 seconds. Then after that, we should rinse it with the water, and then we can dry them off with a piece of paper. paper towel. So good personal hygiene prevents contaminations and ensure the food that is being handled is safe to consume for later. Next, we move on to clean handling station. A clean handling station ensures that the food that is being prepared are safe and clean. So, for example, when we're handling raw ingredients, we should use a clean utensil, and after finishing using it, we should washes them thoroughly. And we should also avoid using the same utensils used on raw ingredients with the cooked food. This is to ensure that no cross contamination is happening. And finally, I will be talking about Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point, or HACCP. So, by definition, it is a preventive system designed to safeguard food from biological, chemical, and physical hazards. And it also focuses on monitoring each step in the food production processes. So, HACCP is mostly implemented in restaurants and food handling factory. So, the objectives are to identify hazards, prevent contaminations, and monitor critical control points. So there are 7 principles of HACCP. Firstly, it's to conduct a hazard analysis, which is it will list all steps involved in process or product in question, and it is also to identify anywhere significant dangers are likely. Secondly, it is to determine critical control points. CCPs are steps at which controls can be applied to mitigate food safety. For example, chilling, thermal processing, and ingredient testing. Next, we move to establish critical limits. Critical limits will represent the max and minimum values of needed at a CCP. For example, keeping raw meat in proper temperature, which is below 5 degrees Celsius. Next, we move to establish monitoring procedures. It is to plan to monitor critical limits at each CCP. It should be describing the manner, timing, personnel, and frequency of measurements. Next, we move to establish corrective actions. So, it is used to identify steps to both correct problem and prevent recurrence. Next, we also move to establish verification procedures. It is to verify the HACCP plan is working as it should. So, one of the tactics that may include conducting reviews, calibrating measurements, and testing products. And lastly, it is to establish documentation procedures. Record keeping must be detailed and comprehensive, and it must also comply with local, state, and federal guidelines.
Okay, for the part conclusion, to conclude, food contamination can happen in many ways and may cause serious health problems if not prevented. Simple actions such as washing hands, using clean utensils, and handling food properly can help to reduce the risk of contamination. HACCP also plays an important role in keeping food safe throughout the food production process. By practicing good food safety habits, we can protect ourselves and others from food-related illness. That's all from us. Thanks for your attention.